Hi, I'm Phil Constantine. On this episode of Travels with Phil, we're going to be going to Oklahoma, in the northeast part of Oklahoma, in the city of Tulsa. We're going to be looking at the city itself, the history, museums and culture, a place called the Center of the Universe, Route 66, and more. The metropolitan area has about 1 million people in it, and that means it's ranked at about 48th in the U.S. in population in 2020. The Muskogee Creek formerly settled the area in 1836, and they called it Tallahassee, and this meant Old Town and evolved into Tulsa. That's the Arkansas River you see there, which runs through town. It's been known as the oil capital of the world and the mother of the Mother Road, referring to Route 66. And speaking of Route 66,
Travels with Phil continues in downtown Tulsa, or just on the edge of downtown Tulsa. This is the East Meets West sculpture. It's a fictitious meeting, but possible meeting in 1927 along Route 66 from a Model T, coming from downtown, the urban areas, encountering a wagon coming from western Tulsa, the oil fields, and the horses rear up. You know, the people get excited. This is right next to the Route 66 bridge, a symbolic bridge showing how Route 66 connected Tulsa with both the eastern part of the country going towards Chicago, and then in the long distance California. In fact, you can even see all of the flags along the route of Route 66, the Mother Road as they like to call it. This is a sculpture, but I tell you, the detail, this is metal, and even the tires are metal. The guys even sculpted a bug on the radiator, but those horses look scared. And the car itself, Firestone tires, by the way, the car itself has got the license plates for Route 66, 1927. And the sculptor said that the hardest part was the cat, trying to carve the cat, showing how afraid it was from all the animals rearing up and things like that. Look inside, and there's a lot of detail in this sculpture. And even the dog back here, the field hand, the oil hand, and even to the oil barrels. You're talking about a barrel of oil, 32 gallons, and the pipes from the oil wells. So that's downtown Tulsa. That's west, the Arkansas River over there. Saw the Arkansas River in Fort Smith, Cherokee country. The Oklahoma US 66, and quite literally that is Route 66 right there, where these cars are driving. The old Route 66. These are real hard to read. You'll have to probably go to the website to see the details on the little plaques up here. But it says here, the historic Cyrus Avery Routes Bridge points to where the east meets west on the Mother Road. And it says the sculpture before you reinforces the idea that Route 66 in general, and the bridge in particular, is where east meets west, old meets new, and the past meets the future. The sculpture represents a fictitious but probable encounter between Cyrus Avery, his wife Essie, and his daughter Helen, piloting a vintage Model T, leaving downtown Tulsa. They encounter a horse-drawn wagon coming from the West Tulsa oil fields, as was typical for the changing era. The horse rears in fright, leaving both drivers struggling to navigate the bridge. So for you Route 66 lovers, this is right in the middle of it. Travels with Phil continues. And that's the Arkansas River right over there in the distance. Now, this is what happens when you leave things unattended for a while. Things start to grow in it. You could definitely come out here and do one of these apocalyptic movies on this stretch of roadway. After everything goes wrong, grass starts coming back in on all the cracks. Some nice flowers over here. But this is where Route 66 crossed the Arkansas River, and either came from California toward Chicago, or from Chicago toward California. There's downtown Tulsa. Travels with Phil continues. Travels with Phil continues in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma. And this is supposed to be an unusual sonic anomaly, or it sounds differently right here. It's weird. This big tower here has got cutouts of people and cutouts of hands. You want to, I guess, come into the city, you gotta ring the door knocker. Not exactly sure. There you go. It says it's Trace Art. Not exactly sure what the sound is supposed to be like. This is an old bridge they turned into art, and it's a little bit of an echo, but nothing really major.
And I don't know if the camera will be able to pick up this information. Only one way to find out. Hello? Whoa. Oh. Hello? Hello?
Don't know if it's worth writing home about, but supposedly the sonic center of Tulsa. Okay. Back to you.
So let's go look at the Gilcreas Museum. Here you can see the outside entrance, and this is one of the statues to Sequoia, the only person in his own native language to create an entire alphabet. You can see the text there. It houses the world's largest, most comprehensive collection of art of the American West at the Gilcreas Museum. All kinds and varieties of art are there, as well as a growing collection of art and artifacts from Central and South America. Lots of Western work there. The museum is named for Thomas Gilcreas, an oil man and an avid art collector who began the collection. So you can see a wide variety of things here. Some people call it the Smithsonian of the West. Tulsa has lots of murals. You can see them all over town. They also have lots of Art Deco. This is the Woody Guthrie Center. This land is your land. This is Black Wall Street. We'll have more on that later. And this is the Leon Russell mural. Leon Russell was an American musician and songwriter who was involved with lots of best-selling records. His music spanned multiple genres over his 60-year career. He grew up in the Tulsa area, eventually set up the studio there. Lots of people came through, earned a couple of Grammys, top concert attraction in the world, according to Billboard in 1973. And in 1921, Tulsa had a massive race massacre, often considered to be the single worst incident of racial violence in American history. It began in an area called Black Wall Street. A white teenage girl claimed to have been assaulted by a young black man, but she later recanted that testimony. But a mob of white Tulsans killed black Tulsans, looted and robbed the black community, and burned down homes and businesses. Some estimates say 300 African Americans were murdered in the process here. 35 city blocks, 124 residents were destroyed by fire. This is the John Hope Franklin Center for Reconciliation, part of the efforts to come back and rectify problems. Other cultural centers have been built. So this is Tulsa. Lots of good things, few sad things in history, but overall a very interesting place to visit. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please feel free to make comments below as long as the language is family friendly. And if you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button below. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the circle with my picture in it in the lower right-hand corner of the video. The arrow is pointing at it now. And once you have subscribed, you can be notified of when I have a new video posted by clicking on the bell icon in the description field below the video. Thanks again for watching.